Here is the grid. So grid running will start from pole position for this one. It will be handicapped on their times from qualifying and race one. It's been busy for race control to work this one out. They'll be flagged away in sectors. The faster cars stay in the back. They will start from inside pit lane and virtually will join about a lap into the race.
Yeah, it was exciting that last race. We saw some guys really make massive inroads, get close to the front. Other guys sort of struggled a little bit more with the traffic to get through the pack, and I think it's really important these first couple of laps in these reverse grid races that you make hay while the sun shines and get the passes done nice and early while you're compact in your groups that you are starting with.
Clark Hopkins was the big mover yesterday in the first race earlier today. He came from, 19th on the grid to finish in second. Dean Perkins was another one that came from near back, and he finished inside the top 10 of this race. So the front row will be waved away pretty swiftly for the faster guys, the likes of John Mitchley, Angus Fogg, who's in the category this year. I don't think Angus Fogg's ever turned out a bad-looking race car in his life.
That Mustang is amazing. I went down there and had a look at it. I was drooling over the car. They've done an awesome job putting that car together, and it's going to be fast. It's already quick on second weekend out with it, and I'm sure they'll find more speed yet.
I compared it to the rusty French car from back in Australia. Very similar looking livery. Just filled wait for the flag to be dropped, and we let the first group of cars head off into the distance. The fast guys, they line up now at the end of pit lane. They'll wait virtually a full lap. Dean Perkins and the Red Falcon is pointing up behind Grant Dalton, and Shane Wixton in that super fast HQ Monaro. He was good here in 2016. Greg Honor also behind him as well, towards the back of the field there with the likes of Midgley and Fogg. Away goes Greg running to start the race, and everybody plays the waiting game.
Awesome couple of licorice straps laid there out of grid box one. He wasn't mucking around, trying to extend that gap as much as possible before the next group is released.
VK Commodore sets for turn number 4 and heads down the back straight. Next group of cars now being waved away.
And it's a drag race to turn 1. The XR Falcon getting the advantage, getting around the outside and back to the apex there.
As soon as you sit there, I mean, they've been sitting there for a good 30 seconds to 45 seconds. All that heat you put into the tyres starts to evaporate pretty quickly.
Yeah, the first lap's a bit of a exploration. They need to try and get a bit of a feel for the grip level. Definitely build temperature in the tyres and brakes throughout this opening lap, and come lap 2 they should be an attack. He's attacking already through turn 1.
Here comes some of the faster cars, shorter increments to the next group of handicapped cars towards the back. And then the big guys sitting in the lane beneath us will get waved when the leader, who should be down towards the hairpin, comes around to finish the lap. And then it's on. And here he comes, now the flag's waved. That's our leader, Greg running, going through in the Commodore. And out come these 6 cars from the back of the field, and 1 and a bit laps down.
Dean Perkins already looking to try and get past the Camaro into turn 2. He's got the job done.
Must feel weird starting the race from pit lane like that, and that is your race. Oh, that was cheeky from Wixton on Grant Dalton going through the right-hander at turn 4. They got the elbows up a lot more than what they had in race 2 earlier today.
Yeah, Perkins then just more confidence out the gate on the Cobb tyre. Making a decisive move into the race. He's already managed to gap the other faster cars slightly, and not much time will be putting those slower cars between him and the others, and it could potentially compound throughout the race.
So that's Honor and Wixton side by side down to the hairpin, and Angus Fogg in car number 11. And Honor runs off the curb. He'll drop back 1, maybe 2 positions as they weave their way down to the final turn. The leading group are a full minute ahead here right now.
Shane's looking to go the long way around the outside onto the front straight. 3 abreast over the start-finish line.
And past the original race leader, just like that. So he's slowed down.
Fogg's wide here. He's thrown around the outside. He's on the dirty part of the road. Oh, he just managed to hold on.
And ran it right up against the edge of the grass before the S's. No crease marks on the front of the Mustang today.
So again, these tyres will still be a little bit on the cold side. They'll still be building pressure, building grip. And again, the car just snakes a little bit under brakes there.
It's Angus Fogg, former NZV8 Touring Car champion. We saw him in the Supercars Championship many years ago alongside the late Jason Richards in the debut year at Team Kiwi. And now the Holden under the attack from the Tirana, the two Tiranas behind, and an HQ. That's Clark's in.
Clark Hopkins just getting the better run off the top of the hill there, getting the job done nice and comfortably into turn one. And now the Tirana follows through.
Those guys complete the lap. Where is the fast guys? Where is Dean Perkins and Mitchley and the like? Still cutting their way through the field. Our timing screen is, again, having trouble keeping up with the consistent lead changes and top 10 changes. Let's go for a ride. Nice Sunday afternoon drive around Pukekohe Park. Windscreen wiper just hanging on. Going down into turn number 5 right now. Here come the leading cars. A nice angry battle pack forming. 27 Camaro on the outside. Trying to, this is that 26 Tirana that went off 3 times earlier today and then got hit down on the instantly hairpin. Are they going to go 3 wide here? No, they'll go 2 wide instead. That's still brave.
That looked tight. I was worried for the darker Camaro on the outside for a moment then, but he managed to keep it on the tarmac. Now, these passes that the guys are making are crucial, even though the field spread a lot at the back end of the race. When they're all condensed, it'll be the decisive pass. It's really important to try and clear those slow cars as quickly as you can.
I think that 26 Tirana is limping around. It's lost a lot of car speed, and now the field stacks up. Here comes Perkins in the 75 Falcon. Just nowhere to go. It's peak hour down here. You lose a position, and Wigston in the big HQ Monaro might get 2 for the price of 1, heading down to turn 5.
Oh, this is Fogg.
Oh no. Did he keep it off? Oh, he did. By the length of the mirror.
We've seen that a number of times throughout the weekend. Basically, it just compounds from turn 1. If they're slightly wide through turn 1, makes it hard to get to the apex at 2. Obviously, too much curb then at turn 3, and that's throwing them wide and off track before turn 4 there. So that drama starts way before the end result. They're off the track.
So Perkins up to 20th with Wigston in 21st position. So again, like we saw in race 2, they're not making the inroads on the front guys. It's Andrew Turner ahead in car number 5. Who should be passed here, you'd think, by all 3 of these cars heading down towards turn 1.
Looks like Wigston's got good track position here into turn 1. Gets the pass done on Dean Perkins. In that Mustang slightly wide there through 1. It's going to hurt his run onto the back straight.
Here's the 55. Great running. You'd think he's cruising, but he's trying as hard as he can here right now, knowing the fast cars are coming.
Exactly, every lap counts at the end of the day, and although there's no cars around them right now, they're going to push as absolutely as hard as they can.
It's Tristan Tecchi going through the 27 Camaro down to the hairpin. And watch for the big red Falcon in the background. It's down the inside of the many Tiranas in the field. Clark Hopkins, he's charging again. He started 19th, he finished 2nd in race number 2, the first of the handicap races earlier today. Beginning his charge, he'll make another position up here, and it'll give him 13th place. We've got about 8 or 9 cars in one group. Wigston has got ahead of Perkins. Back there's 169 from Bruce Anderson. Remember, he had issues during qualifying. A man well known in this part of the world, and particularly in Australia as well, is endurance driving.
Must managed to get past the Mustang in the back half of that last lap. It's just slightly wide there onto the back straight as well.
Down to turn 5, inside the second half of the race. Wigston and Perkins up to 16th and 17th place now. They stay side by side. That was close between the HQ and the Falcon.
thought Perkins was going to throw it up the inside there, but he was coming from a long way back. He needs to try and stay as close as possible to the bumper of that HQ Monaro. Shane Wixon, try and follow him through wherever he makes a pass.
This time he got it done effectively. We saw Ross Graham out there in the background too, in the 777, the Tirana that we thought was going to be out for the weekend with that hole in the stump, and that team thrashed away to get that car fixed. And he runs in 15th position in this race. So we've got 4 laps to go in the final race, the NZ Central Muscle Cars. It's part of this weekend's ITM Auckland Super Sprint. Watching the battle now for 9th, 10th and 11th position. Tristan Tecchi still in the mix, so that Commodore goes wide again, and he's going to lose a lot of track time. He got damage to the right rear. It's not just the tyre rubbing.
That was our race leader there, just a little bit wide off the hairpin.
And he's lost nearly 7 seconds in the last 2 laps. Here comes Barrow. He's got time here too. That car is 3 seconds a lap quicker than the one he is chasing. So he should get in comfortably, you'd think.
He's under pressure here. Thought about it.
He's pushing the Falcon along, that's Barrow.
What he needs to do here is just focus on his exit. He's lined that up perfectly, opened the corner up a little bit onto the back straight. But unfortunately just spun the tyres slightly. That will hurt his run.
We'll have to wait again, won't he? Because that Falcon's got a lot of straight line speed. As they chase in this guy, the race leader, Greg Running, who started from pole and still has a 3.2 second lead. These guys will scrap it out in the remaining laps of this race. Perkins and Anderson up to 14th and 15th now. Clark Hopkins has come from 19th up to 13th. So not the charge we saw earlier in the day. And our leader goes off down at the hairpin, so it'll be a change of position. Same mistake he made on the previous lap.
Yeah, just struggling obviously to get the car pulled up down there at the hairpin. We're well into the race now. These tyres will be hurting. He just needs to focus on getting out of the corner.
Ran wide.
Just too much speed on the way in. Heaps of steering lock. The car's just obviously understeered well past the apex of the corner.
That's exactly what he did the lap before. As here comes Winston on the inside in a completely different stratosphere to the cars around him at the moment. And Perkins still trying to get past the 66 Holden.
Wixon's definitely the aggressor at this point, and it's paid off. Perkins has been caught up a little bit in this slower traffic. Shane's managed just to clear the car slightly sooner. And it compounds, you know, once you get a couple of slower vehicles stuck between, really hurts your run. You can dump seconds at a time.
Dean Perkins got to 5th in race number 2. He runs just outside the top 10. There's a cast of about 15 cars here right now. Duke it out for the minor positions. There's 30 of Crawford right down the middle of the road. Here comes the Holden from a long way back. In fact, that scrap just goes around the 65 like he was sitting still.
Was lucky Perkins knew he was up the inside, didn't go for the room. And Fox looking to come back through the pack now.
Perkins would have been hoping this could have happened a couple of laps ago. He's running out of time as we watch the 2 leaders. Holden from Barrow, then Running, who's dropped back 2 more positions now. And there's Wigston, as sideways as you like off the final turn.
He's not worried about using his rear tyres up. 1 lap to go, and he's lighting it up onto the front straight.
He's got 11 seconds in a car that is 7 seconds ahead, so he'll be praying for a mistake from the guys ahead. He's up to 6th position now. This is the last lap of the NZ Central Muscle Cars, the handicap reverse grid race that we saw earlier today. We've done it again for race number 3 today. And down towards the final set of turns comes the Big Falcon, still being chased by Barrow in a much more modern Holden out there.
Greg Holden driving a Ford.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
I'm liking it. He's looking good at this point though. A little bit of a wiggle off the hairpin. A little bit aggressive on the throttle, but he's looking comfy from this point.
From a fair way down the field, the Big Falcon will chalk up a race win in the final of the NZ Central Muscle Cars here for 2017 at the ITM Auckland Super Sprint. A much closer finish in the end. And look at Wigston again, sideways off the final turn. Look back towards Angus Fogg, who came from the back of the field with Mitchley in the Blue Falcon. Third car in that shot as well. Where will he line up in all of this as the field come through to take the checkered flag? He gets another position. To the line he goes, and Angus Fogg will get home for 15th from 32nd on the grid in that race. But Holden in the Ford is the winner here today of the final race of the NZ Central Muscle Cars. They may have missed out on a race yesterday, but they gave us two very exciting races on Sunday afternoon here at the ITM Auckland Super Sprint. Again, Dean Perkins got himself inside the top 10. Shane Wigston, probably the driver of the day though, from near back of the field, finished in 4th position. With the win going to Holden by less than 0.6 of a second from Barrow. Lance Mitchley in 3rd place, Shane Wigston 4th, and Eden running, who started from pole, held down 6th and ahead of Perkins, Neuer, Ross and Bruce Kett, completing the top 10. Those guys coming from mid-pack as well. Perkins from the group that started in pit lane. Clark Hopkins only to 11th this time. Bruce Anderson was 12th. John Mitchley, who got pole on Friday, was 13th. Shane Johnson, who won earlier today, was 18th. And Tristan Tecchi completing the top 20. Hanson Bowden down to Sean Fowler in 25th.